Yarn over increases for a toe-up sock. I'm using worsted weight yarn and size 8 needles to demonstrate. Knit the first stitch, yarn over. Yarn over is simply taking the yarn, your working yarn, laying it on top of your working needle, holding it there, and then going in and working the next stitch. And I will show that English style in just a moment. It does look a little bit different if you're working English versus continental. So continental style, we just lay it across the top, grab it, work the last stitch. So your yarn overs are, you work one stitch, do a yarn over, work until you have one stitch left, do a yarn over and work that final stitch. Sorry for the noise. Okay, see if I can work this English style. I am not an English style knitter. Knit the first stitch. To yarn over English style, because the yarn is already to the right of the needle, you come under the needle and then up and over. I'll show you that to you again on the next to the last stitch. And then just keep knitting. Okay, I'm ready for my next yarn over. The yarn is already to the right, so first I have to bring it down to the bottom and to the left, and then I bring it up and over the top of the needle, and then I work my last stitch. On the following row, we need to twist those yarn overs so that we don't end up with holes. And I'll tell you, the reason that I really like yarn over increases is because you are either making a yarn over or you are knitting through the back loop of a yarn over that is already there. So you don't have to keep as close track of which row you're on, whether you're on an increase row or a non-increase row, because there's either a yarn over waiting for you like this, and you're going to knit through the back loop. And I'll show you what I did when I get to the second one. Oops. Or there isn't a yarn over waiting for you, which tells you you need to make one. So when I get to my yarn over here, one more stitch. There it is. There's my yarn over. You're going to knit through the back of the stitch. So here's the front leg, here's the back leg. We want to pick up that back leg, needle tips pointing towards each other. You go through that back leg of the stitch and work it as normal. What you saw me do on the first stitch was to get into the back of the stitch can sometimes be a little challenging, and so I just pick up the front of the stitch, which is easy to do, and rotate my needles around each other. And now I'm in the back of the stitch. And I can knit it. Trade needles. My stitches don't want to go on my needle. There we go. English style. It's going to look like knit your first stitch. You're going to pick up the back of that second stitch. So to do it the easy way, just pick up the front of the stitch purlwise, rotate the needles around each other, and now you're in the back of the stitch. and just knit it normally. Okay, there's my second yarn over. I come into the front of the stitch. Oops, didn't work that time. The left-hand needle needs to stay inside that loop. Yeah, like that. Yarn over, knit it normally. And to make the toe, you just continue alternating yarn over rounds with rounds where you knit through the back of the loop of the yarn overs that are already on the needles. As you're making the toe, you'll discover that it gets tight on the edges here and here. We want that. That's how we make the toe, how we make that little pouch that we're going to stick our foot into. Hope that helps.